Hello, this is the Environmental Damage Podcast.
Today we are talking about the environment damage and its consequences, the many ways to solve it, and now things engaged with it that are in real danger. Today, the people that are going to talk about these problems are Leonardo, Rodrigo, Rafael, Yuji, João, and Caio. They are not professionals, but they researched about this and you can trust on them. Relax. The ocean have approximated 5.25 trillion pieces of plastic and it that trouble to wildlife and us. Scientists know about the damage that the plastic can cause to marine life, and these pieces are hard to be removed from the sea because exist really small pieces in it. The number of plastic can be counted in three ways: through beach surveys, computer models based on samples, and estimates about the amount of trash entering the ocean. We actually think on what is happening, but we don't do a lot about it. In my opinion, it could be created a special type of trash bin to the plastic be recycled and sent to organizations that can take care about it.
The large amount of trash in the oceans is a global problem that affects people, marine life, and the entire ecosystem. Every year, more than 8 million tons of plastic end up in the oceans, according to the United Nations. If nothing is done by 2050, we will have more plastics than fish in the seas.
Oh my God!
A garbage island located in the Pacific Ocean, a rubbish stain resulting from the accumulation of debris. Mostly plastic was considered one of the environmental catastrophes produced by mankind. It turns out that the extent of the damage is worse than imagined. If 80,000 tons of plastic waste that make up an area of 1.6 million square kilometers, 16 times larger than the area of the coast of California and Hawaii. In my opinion, the trash in the ocean is a very serious problem and many people don't realize it and more people need to worry and act.
The most powerful storm to hit the Bahamas since records began has left widespread devastation, at least 44 dead and more still missing. Powerful winds, rain and surges of seawater caused by the Category 5 storm pummeled the islands for 3 days as it slowly edged towards the U.S. It's still driving winds of 160 km per hour. When Dara hit the Abacos Islands in the north of the Bahamas on September 1st, sustained winds reached 298 km per hour. The powerful winds and water ripped houses apart, tore boats from moorings and dragged vehicles and debris across the islands. At least 44 people died as a result, 3 in the Abaco Islands and 8 in Grand Bahama, but numbers are expected to be much higher as hundreds of people are still missing. The storm then headed to the northwards in the Carolinas before battering Canada's Nova Scotia province as a post-tropical cyclone. More than 70,000 people on Grand Bahamas and the Abaco Island have been left homeless.
Bahamas faces this unprecedented destruction. The island's nation archipelago has been described as ground zero for the climate crisis. Despite this, the mainstream media has largely omitted any mention of global warming. In this coverage of disaster, another study by Media Matters in the first weeks after Dorian hit, from August 28 to September 5, found that of the 216 segments aired on the mainstream television networks, during only one mentioned climate change. It is related to environment disasters because after the hurricane, the weather from Bahamas changed drastically and affected mainly Bahamas. I think that this disaster had a really long coverage to hit the Bahamas island, but it has a big coverage after it hit the island. But unfortunately, nobody could stop it. But they could decrease the number of deaths.
The very big Amazon forest continues to burn. The international leaders call for action. The Brazilian military's attempt to battle the flames. The flames are causing a massive transformation in the forest. We can't burn the trees because 1.5 billion tons of oxygen come from the Amazon each year. The process could turn most jungle into dry wastelands, killing ancient trees, making them more vulnerable future fires, and releasing millennia of trapped carbon into the air. I think it is bad because the Amazon is dying and we have to do something to stop this. We can't burn the trees because the amount of oxygen in the world can decrease.
Collectively, the weight of human beings and their activities are changing the face of Earth. The lights of city can be seen from orbit. Large areas that were once forests, wetlands and grasslands have been transformed into agricultural land, and the gases produced by vehicles and other machines are slowly altering the planet's atmosphere by adding chemicals that strengthen the atmosphere's ability to trap heat energy. By the end of 20th century, greenhouse gas emissions from human activities had become so great that they begin to influence temperature and precipitation patterns, and scientists and other experts began to worry about these changes would affect natural ecosystems, crops production, and our future way of life. In my opinion, the global warming is increasing because of the destruction of the forests, the pollution, and the burns. To stop the global warming, we can deforestate and we have to stop polluting the environment.
We have the solutions. What we need to do is practice them and to be aware of our actions. Organizing waste using biodegradable products, not protecting consumers, not using anything disposable.
Giving rights, not using gasoline, not throwing trash in the sea and on the ground, using water and consciously.
This was the Environmental Damage Podcast. Thanks for listening. Go global cooling. Relax.